What's up, YouTube? Brian here with D-Boyz Infinity, and I'm here with Saul.
Hi.
Saul, what'd you do over the weekend?
I got 5th place at the Bainbridge Regional with Fiendsmith Invoked.
All right, that's pretty cool. Invoked deck definitely seeing a little bit more play, but adding the Fiendsmiths in is a different take on it.
Yeah, I really wanted something to help me play through Droll. I also tried like every iteration of this deck, and all of them were like kind of mid. I liked the Magistus one, but I had problems with Crowley. I didn't really like drawing him and not being able to activate his effect. So I just looked in a different direction, and it turns out that there's like bridges on both ends to get like Alistair into Fiendsmith Invoked, Alistair into the Fiendsmith cards, and the Fiendsmith cards back into Alistair as well. That's also possible. So yeah.
That sounds really good. So you got any shout outs before we hop in?
Yeah, if I don't shout him out, he'll kill me. So, well, he won't kill me, but I won't hear the end of it. Mr. Casey Martin, thank you so much for helping me play test. He had a whole Mitsurugi strategy that crashed me out every single time we played, and it's like full crash out. But it was good games, and it ended up helping me a lot throughout the tournament because I ended up playing like 4 different light and darkness decks mixed in with like Mitsurugi cards. So having the practice was really refreshing right before the tournament. Patrick and Chris were just over here. They came with us to the regional. They're great. And he play tested with me a lot. He was playing, he was playing a deck that y'all are probably going to see in Montreal in a couple of days. So I won't spoil it, but I also had a lot of cool interactions with that deck. So when we play tested, that was it was good play testing for the regional. But yeah, let's get into the deck.
All right.
So first off, the Alistair cards. I didn't have a 3rd meltdown, so I just ended up playing like this. I couldn't find it. It's probably more correct to play 4, but the deck is 40 cards, and I kind of like it this way. I played 3 of the OG Alistair. He's really good. He's not once per turn. There's the new AWAS card can give you an additional normal summon, so like it's possible to get the first Alistair as your normal summon and then the second Alistair as the additional one, and you'll get the invocation for both. That's pretty cool. Played 3 Alistair the Reminiscent. This card is like, you want to see 3 of it, right? And when I was first playtesting the deck in other versions, like I thought I wanted to see more Alistair like the Invoker. But as I kept playing this deck, I realized that all of the best combo lines started with him. And so let me show you why though. This guy, AWAS. AWAS is kind of like, functions in this deck kind of like Meltdown in the sense that you just banish it. If you banish it from your hand, you can add either of the Alistair monsters, right? If you banish it from the field, then you get an additional normal summon. So to go along with that, I also played 3 Sacred Spirit Sword AWAS. This card just special summons this out of the deck. It has 2 more modes. They never came up for me. Both of the second modes lose to Ash, so because I played 3 of these, like, it would just always made more sense to special summon and put a body up on board instead of like foolishing or banishing an Alistair monster. AWAS will come back later on in the video. I only played 1 sword. I see a lot of lists with multiple sword. It's probably correct for those lists, but in this list, if you know how to resource manage, then you only really need 1 copy of the Invocation Sword. I did play 2 different copies, 2 copies of Invocation. 2 different arts. That's kind of cool. This is like a really solid ratio. I would stick with this going forward. Like I said, like 1 of this is enough. these two are crazy, but you don't want to like draw too many. Like it's pretty bad. Vericum is instead of you have the option because the new Baby Baron searches either Vericum or Gamma. The Gamma is the trap. This one I found to be the better of the two just because it helps you play through Droll. Like if they Droll you and you don't have access to Invocation yet, but you have her already in your hand, you can just special her and set the Invocation like the normal one straight from deck and then continue your plays like that. Her negate effect doesn't really come up ever. Meltdown usually handles it, but sometimes she sticks to the board and floats. But mostly she's a body and she'll reset the sword so that you can hyper invoked on your opponent's turn. Here's where it gets different. So I played, and then Casey helped me figure out this ratio too. So if it looks weird, it's 2 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 1 Track. And the thinking, I did have like 3 Engraver and 2 of this before, but the deck felt like kind of too many starters. So then we figured out like this would be the best line. And you need 2 because the Aerial Eater combos, there's some Aerial Eater combos and like he can summon himself back from grave by banishing. These 2 would be your targets to banish it. So like in theory, if you really wanted to slim it down, you could do this, but that doesn't seem like great. I like this. Next up is the hand traps. There's cool interactions with this deck in hand traps. These guys, 2 Droll. He's good in this deck because he's a wind. And incidentally, just like the best extra deck monster you want to go into right now is you can use a wind monster. So it just makes sense to play him. And he also like gets rid of like fake matchups, like matchups that you just lose to for no reason. Like having him in the main helps out. 3 Ash Blossom. She's bae. I think you always have to play her. I played 3 copies of Ghost Spell. I really like her right now. She hits like the whole Toon deck, cool Toon deck. And she has like really weird applications in other matchups. You definitely side these out in the mirror because like Meltdown usually erases this card out of your hand. You can probably catch them on like weird stuff, but I don't really like that. I played 3 Fuelos. It's like fine to have multiple copies in going first or second because he's like a wind. And like I said before, it being a wind is like really significant. Some of you toxic Yu-Gi-Oh players like to summon spell cancelers, so I put in 3 of these bad boys just in case I got like caught up in that mess, but it wasn't necessary. And then the last 2 cards are the Called and the Cross Out. I never played this card. The only time it actually appeared throughout the tournament was to get banished off of a Q effect. This card's great, but like the idea here is like, I mean, my deck kind of dies to Droll, so like, please don't Droll me, right? That's why I play these cards. The extra deck looks kind of weird. It took me, I kid you not, a month to figure this out, and it's probably wrong, so don't flame me, but this is the brick Invoked Raijin. This can be like any of them. Coincidentally, it's also the only one that needs like hard name Alistair the Invoker, right? He's like one of the OGs, so he's gonna have that name. And like he's the brick. I say he's the brick because Reminiscent will banish an invoked monster to search the sword. So you just banish this one most of the time, right? And him being a wind is significant as well. Sorath, Invoke Sorath. This card's really cool. It gets really nasty if you're playing. There was a lot of Fiendsmith Fiendsmith decks that I played against, so like stealing their Fiendsmith engraver to like start my Fiendsmith plays was like really cool. He can special that out of their graveyard. He can special out of your graveyard. He's really good. He initiates a fusion summon from the graveyard as well with himself. Like he's pretty good. Baby Baron searches the Vericum, right? This card. Hold up. Where is it? this. So he searches this on summon. You can chain block your Mad Invoker with him if you wanted to, or you can chain block this. He banishes a monster out of their graveyard or your graveyard, so the incidental banish actually comes up when you're setting up hyper invoke plays, and I'll get to him in a sec. This card is great. He's a really big reason why I'm playing the deck. He's just die-fi, right? The Dimension Fissure. Any of your opponent's monsters cards that go to grave are banished instead. But he has to be in the extra monster zone, which is fine, because, like, I'll put him there. Like, he lives here, right? Like, that's where we want him. We played 2 Hyper Invoke. Shout out to Rob Cunningham for letting me borrow this for so long. I borrowed it at Nats, and I haven't seen him yet, so I haven't been able to give it back to him. But regardless, 2 Hyper Invoked Aeon. This card is crazy. It non-target banishes from grave and field, and depending on how many materials you use, you can also look at their extra deck and rip 3. You do that on your turn in this deck, and then you do it again on their turn as well. So, like, uninterrupted, you can just guarantee that your opponent starts the game with 9 cards in their extra deck.
That's usually enough.
Yeah. And you still have the die-fi guy, typically. We got the Requiem, the Sequence. This is a really small Fiendsmith package. You'll see what I mean, because the extra deck is really tight. You have to play this card. I mean, I was like testing it and trying to figure out like if there was a different card, but like it does everything that the deck wants it to do, including banish a card from your graveyard. Like you can set up your invocation by banishing your own Alistair, or just like really cool things like that. But it happens to be a dark as well, so through the combo, you end up bringing this back with like the Abawachu that I play. There's the Invoker. He's really good. I'm playing this. It complements it because like he's a fiend and AWAS is a fiend and the Fiendsmiths are fiends, so like I wanted something to climb into, and she's pretty good. The end board
I think I'd play that card in anything I could reasonably make it in.
Right. She like a lot of people know her from her Reborn effect, but she's a non-target pop, right? Like it's pretty good. And you usually have the card to discard because the Invoked deck has like a lot of card advantage for your hand. I tried not to play her, and then everyone, Mr. Brian and Patrick, we all just concluded like that you gotta play this card. It also happens to be a dark fusion monster, which comes up because of Hyper Invoked. This card bridges both decks into each other. You dump the AWAS when, like, after making him, you dump the AWAS, and then you link this off the board, and Aos's Grave effect will bring him out. Like, he'll special summon himself, and then you can, from there, banish him for the...
Go into Alistair plays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I played Caesar. The end board is, with this deck, typically is Caesar, the Floodgate up here, About, and SP Knight. And then, obviously, and then, like, the sword set to, like, rip 3 from their extra deck. So like that's a lot of pressure, and then he's just sitting there because the die-fi guy is up. They can't pop him with Virtuous, like Fallen and Virtuous, because they can't pay cost. So the die-fi guy and him are just like really solid together. Add the pop and like the incidental banish into it, and it just gets overwhelming for your opponents. He also takes out Cool Tunes Synchro. This card was the MVP of the tournament.
Whose idea was it to play that card?
Honestly, it was Casey's idea. I think.
Okay.
You definitely mentioned it, but like I remember him playing this in his Mitsurugi deck a long time ago, and then just like linking it off. But yes, you did remind me. Thank you. You overlay the Alistair monsters into this guy. I call him Big Nasty. Big Nasty effect, blow up their field, and then they're like, Jesus, what just happened? And you're just like, it's not over. Because then you just like link it off for this guy, and then you start going off. He's a light fiend. Crazy.
Yep.
there were some people online asking like how you go into him, and like you just go into him a lot. Like these two cards are not hard to get in the same hand with each other, right? So like, because these cards search this one, and then these cards search this one. These cards also search either one. So like, if you already draw one of them and you're just kind of like completing it by getting the other guys, then you just normal, you add. They could ash you, doesn't matter. You special, you could add. Maybe they already drolled you, doesn't matter. You just go over into him, and then you can do this first turn, and then you'll go into your whole Fiendsmith combo. It's really good. Notable things about the extra deck: I am not playing Almirage, and I'm not playing the Magistas Artemis. I'm not playing Artemis or Almirage. I don't miss them, but that has like an asterisk on it, right? Like I'd prefer to have them in the deck, but it's just, I'm not playing Mechaba, I'm not playing Elysium, I'm not playing like a lot of the names, right? Like there's not enough extra deck card slots for that. Not if you want it to function the way it does. For the side deck, it's 3 Fenrir. This was kind of like interesting. I wanted it against the Lad deck, but I ended up just kind of beating that matchup really, really well, especially with like Hyper Invoked Aeon. Like this card ended up being unnecessary, but it's fine. I like this card. You sided into a lot of matchups. It's pretty good. I won a game off of this and a Fua, and it was kind of, I mean, I just drew the Fuas and I just drew the Perulias, and he had to play through it. I sided this card, Artifact Lancia. I was anticipating more Invoked decks to be played, so that's why he's in the deck. For the Lad locks, I actually just ended up adding the second copy in this, because this is a light fiend, so like after you side in, you'll actually have 3 copies of Santa Claus in your deck, so
plus engravers too.
Plus the engravers, yeah. Did 3 back row hate cards. I didn't end up siding these in actually ever, because like the decks that I was gonna play, or I thought about playing them against, just I never got into that matchup. They're usually just like nonsensical decks that just are at regionals. And then 1 Desiree. The idea there was Caesar wasn't like great going second, so maybe I add this card into the extra deck, but I didn't end up siding him in or out, right? Like it just ended up working out that the main deck was like pretty good. Like,
yeah, it is also better, I think, to potentially be an inboard piece, against decks where Caesar's just not that great. Like the Elf Note cards are all like ignition effects,
right.
Whereas like Rolad, you can stop the ritual spell, you can stop KTS with Caesar. But yeah, there's definitely some decks in the format where Caesar's not like super great. But that's it for the deck. So, do you have any other last comments?
There's definitely a way. I was thinking maybe I'd just show you how like the bridge happens, right? So like, let's say you just get over here. This is if you only draw like Fiendsmith cards. This is how you get into the Alistair plays. You get him on the board somehow, whether you drew him with the Fiendsmith track or whatever, but the whole idea is you get a light fiend on board, so you can do your normal stuff. Sorry to bore you. Her, there, right, you equip, make her, and then here, right, you'll shuffle like a Lurry back to summon him, and then from here you can go into sequence. In sequence effect, I usually just shuffle back these 2 to summon the Aerial Leader. Area Leader's effect will dump AWAS. And then from here, some people play Agnum Day. I couldn't find room, so I just stuck to like SP Little Knight. And AWAS's effect triggers because he saw Area Leader go to the graveyard. And now he special summons himself. And you're like Vanish. And then you get this. And then you have your whole combo all of a sudden. And it's an additional normal summon too. So like you'll be able to go through. So that's how you go into the Alistair cards with the Fiendsmith engine.
All right, that's really cool. Definitely some unique added spice, but seems really strong. Clearly, you got 5th, and yeah, I like the synergy with the Invoked and the Fiendsmith cards. Not something I thought about before, but
yeah, they were pretty good. Like I said, Exciton was great. This guy was too much, right? Like, and again, like he's usually backed up. This is typically the end board, right? Like this will have materials. This will be here. This will be on the board, and then a set sword
for the hyper invoked play.
Right, like you'll have the materials. You'll have the materials, the proper materials banished. But like this is like the whole idea, right? It's non-target pop. You disrupt them. They can't do much because like they're under
floodgate,
and then like you have 2 negates. That's like really crazy, and then he just touches your extra deck, and you feel horrible.
All right. Well, thank you again for the deck profile. Congratulations on the top. Got any questions or comments, leave them down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel.
Oh, shout out to Team Wicked. I forgot I'm on their team.
There we go. Shout out Team Wicked. All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.